Okay, so the last chapter we were doing tunnels and portals. And I've just finished all that off, so I'll take you for a walk around there. And I'll explain what we're up to now. So at the moment we're on substructions, buildings, roads, course of the stream. I'm just going to have a couple of lakes. I'm not going to run a stream to the front. We need some roofs of buildings. Now the structure for the buildings, roads, and course of the stream. Now the easiest thing to explain on that will be take you around and show you all what I've done. But the footprints here, they just basically come out of jigsaw. I've used foam. Foam's easy, XPS foam. There is nothing left on the base of the building anymore. But as you can see, not monkey see, monkey do. I just fit foam underneath whatever I can do to get this thing to stand upright. So that's what this chapter is. Explaining how you put the substructure in. Now, I did that chapter at the same time as this chapter because the two things hold each other together. So terrain construction is where we're at now. With terrain construction, I've got all my sticks in place, I've got all my platforms in place. What makes this, as it says here, what makes Terraform so unique is during the construction phase it's possible to make changes to the height or the entire contours. I had a spaghetti tube. The spaghetti tube, I'll just take you over to the workbench. This is what I call spaghetti tube. For those of you who can speak German, it's squiggly. Right, I'll take you for a walk around and I'll show you some of it. Spaghetti tube. So you use it for the contours. Alright, I'll take you down the back and I'll show you the tunnels and walk your way through what we've done. Okay, so we're at the back here. A straight tunnel. Now I've got this water course here. We'll link those two up together. And this is the next tunnel. As you can see, this will be the next chapter. I'll explain this to you with the book. So this is how we set up our mountains. We're using this terraform. That's the spaghetti tubes I call them. There's some photos in there to show what these things were. And we've got the sticks there. The other two tunnels are here. There's so much room out here because the original board was supposed to angle off that corner and I left it square. So we're going to continue on the village out that way. That's all secure up there. Part of me wants a national park, part of me wants to turn that into a village. I'm not too sure yet. In here we've got, have a building in here, I'm not sure why or which one yet. Some sort of bridge across here. The hotel, cafe, restaurants up here. When we get up the top, this will be covered in a mountain slope here, the hilltops over the back here. But that's the ruins that'll be buried up on top of the mountain. Sort of why you come here for a tourist view. So you have a chapel down here. That's going to be inside a mountain, so it's only going to be just peeking out. But it's a tunnel way between the hill to get you from the chapel across to the battlements up to the castle in the distance. All that overlooks that. Now with this section, this is where we're up to. Landscape crepe paper should be glued to the edges so the edges do not snap. Right. I'm not going to use crepe paper. We're going fiberglass. Got here, fiberglass. Plain old fashioned English. This is reinforced fly wire, insect wire that you use in your windscreens. Over there. It is 910 wide, 2 meters long. That's 2 meters long and 1200 wide for the whole board, and we're only going to be using it up there. So that, and it's better for putting plaster onto paper mache. I've got a couple of rolls of this. Excuse the bad camera angles here. 2 different types I got here. 0265 and 0280. Matte Summer, Matte Meadow. Really don't look that much difference when I put it in there. But the size of that, 120 by 60. Oh, the board's 120, so from here to the back is 120, 60, it's going to be able to cover what I need to cover up there, and it's going to be able to cover what I need to cover up there, using those different two. Once I have finished with that, jump around to the very messy workbench. That's the right way. This, in plain old fashioned English, is a couple of squares of wetland grass, marsh grass, reed grass, whatever you call it in your country, swamp. I'm hoping to put some around here, but in that area where the mountain's just going to finish and blend in with these two, have that as an alpine swampy area. So that creek will come out into a swamp. So that'll be up here. It'll take up 50 centimetres or what? It is 25 by 25 each, so that'll work up there. The other thing to show you, the reeds basically, little tiny ones. This Noch tunnel I got a couple of years ago, it's pretty plain, so the reeds will go in there, put some reeds in there. These are basic tunnels, little tracks that people put on flat boards. This one I've been cleaning over it, and I put some stones on it. I did all that about 2 years ago. So those ones I've still got to paint and flock and make them a little bit more or less like cardboard plastic creations. And in here we'll have a little embankment, which I've still got to build. I haven't figured out the embankment yet in here, but there will be some sort of slope embankment, and hopefully, possibly that'll be good for a water course. Bring a waterfall up there. If we're going to go with the water option, water up there, it'll feed through a culvert and come out here maybe. I haven't got any room out here for it, but if there's going to be a water course, that will be a possible spot. So this little area here is basically 3D printed. That's a Noch castle. What we're doing up here is just making like a medieval ruin with forest around it and a bit of undergrowth under that area. This little area up here will be nice for a few lakes and a bit of a swamp there, and just extend that with some reeds. Now this is a hotel cafe, 70 years old, that building, and join it with that footbridge and find a nice building behind that, or maybe use that two-storey house, and that's halfway up the mountain. This spot is right next to the main line, but they rounded the corner on the Andreastal plan, but I made a rectangular corner, so it's 2 metres by 1.2 metre corner. So I've actually extended out the poles so we can extend the city village out a little bit further. It can come out a bit more.